think that is the best way to go. But some of us think that Kisei Jame needs to go because the man seems not to be performing. Emily, if you like, I feel Kennedy Japan. What the Kennedy Japan, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did in a hodia. Men come again here, me pick Kennedy Japan, some change Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Mahmoud Bawumia, the person metini di kwa Martinasem. Men pa kwa nasem kwa mate. Because me will be our dad to me for Sunday. Yana men time penasem. That is it. But it doesn't also mean that Kennedy Japan bet my president today. But what the dependent need in a hodia. And can the change Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because Mahmoud Bawumia say uti on one kasa na yeren some okaya uti say the man is confused who it is Amira.
He'll bring it to bear. We are vice president. You head the economic management committee of the country. Into economic policies now will be driven by you. And I say you
say what? Bawumia say economic policy no or policies is being driven by the vice president. On one kasa ni could know on the head economic management team. At the end of the day, he was just giving advice and you know you no. Well, been in the year when you're not done, Papa, so more can't say, we can win a week away. Now, same it says a made about me as a new Kunasum NPP, 24 years and still counting. New Kunus was some 17 years. And see, well, this kind of people, they are almost the same. They know when they're quitting him. Messi and then afraid. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghana for trouble by the man. So say you made by now say na Kevin Taylor gina ono bo to fa kukuru na ehu say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye won twetwe de oda ho no won na say koke papa na kaza hu say amamu no amfa no ankaza ba no be concede defeat say adwuma na Ghana from kasa memeye no asema ntimi anye enti mo de mo mfa ncheme na me nkofie nkoda me nkodi me yere aduane na asofu bi no mo sene nkom a whole lot of things mabobi a chero but we are not going to go there. But President John Dramani Mahama befa banwa no she Ghana for say for me the leanest government of our time 60 ministers and now me know can say or the 58 in a year juma as against 125 and na do dan Akufo-Addo any year alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mo dinam no pacho way two no fit say why na dey abo juma less than half of what Opana was using, Jack Toronto, what they were using, would be the less than half. A boy, Juma Ghana for Papa Juma Obono. Yes, I'm out third term. Now there is a debate to say people who are vying for the president to go on a third term. How are you going to enti governance no among women, there be a mecase a wonsun so a winnie pass it in a mo. So yeah, mama will say boo. Now I'm winning ya. Oh the dear go all the go to opera. See ya na yo. And some of the major achievements of President John Dramani Mahama dia bana ya dia Tima Munibia e dia chiri. The Tokwame say I agree to be ya bibia boko there. Emily Kufo they told them Kufo say adwuma mo ye no no ni ma de kro mo be ye amamu no so. O se ye fa Ghana sika pa de kwa ku tu Menake pade onu Kufo no ni ma de kropotia e ha na do man na do yes anima no but I think na do dan Kufo na nim adekunte o yes anima no because he was confused me maka say if president na do dan Kufo do be catch him say he was the president then I will doubt him because me who say amamu no ase nyon na o ye president no maybe he was sleeping and somebody was performing the duties enti niema ni bi o he didn't even know. And I didn't know because we interview ya me body chile we na na do kasi kukurumuti no e wan kasa wasem no. It's like say I decided not to play the whole interview. At a point no presenter ni bisa say na question ni bisa no oti ase there. But he went on and he said something like that. What did you know?
Sir kwa brefo wo de hwe voting pattern. Omo to abadodo pa de manana. Obviously, men country, yes. Obviously, men country president. So, my kwine no say president anya ma wo mo a. Na se be yo mo ya pa na 2024 on be to abanetia NPP.
No problem.
You do it.
I'm saying people make those kind of threats. Me, they don't frighten me.
Okay.
It's somebody votes for you, somebody supports you. It's because they want you to do things for them. I understand that. There's no need for people to go to my say. I don't want to watch them. But of course, mayor. And about to decide is over to my NDC. I want some. I don't know me myself. obi an so sa emfa in teams so baby and there wow the important thing is that we have a response.
The whole president nana ban ebekọ abato ekotena ne stronghold na ka kire mo se kukurumuti na wa wadwuma ba bi ade beto akọ no so na emfa na ho wo beto decide so beto ma jo mama ye wa wasem wo decide so beto ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia o say ye wa wasem because say ye bisa na do dagwa Akufo-Addo say nana amamu na ubu no ase enko yie o se o me de ma wie me de nipa kro ba kire ne ba be fixe ene wa say jo mama be fixe adwuma no jo mama be fixe ne pepepe enti na do dagwa Akufo-Addo kan he thought say he was deceiving us and telling us that we should vote for that Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because he was going to fix the mess out na do dagwa Akufo-Addo ekriti no ene jo mama fixing another mess and ama team amuni na feel say some mess has been fixed after the year boko ye nim ye korano look inflation now 6.5%. You can say inflation, some people think say be can say inflation na near maswati there be inflation means how fast or how slow are goods and services in the country no echo. That is the simple meaning of inflation. This is about 6.5%. It means say near born and galopibium a slower. Nti na Ghana ni no betimi aka say oh nema no ye ntie so kase na mum enkosoro senia affairs na ekono but what the difference is me nka say nema no ya tete to hwi. That is not how inflation works. But how ana under na do den Akufo-Addo na ye toto nema mu ene wo kwana ato ade kina ato ade chotum no e say atiawa from ena agina ho eno enko na chi ena eno enko na nim. That is how aban bia say we formulate better policies and programs for your people. That is how you need to do it. You need to stabilize the economy, make it fixed and stable. Now if they want to turn nema ntitima muni ni nim say o ene me 1,000 cities me kodwuma menya sadi baako menya bo fruits baako menya anwa baako. That is how it has to be. And yes, make it 1,000 cities and then metimi to anwa baako bo china me kwa 1,000 cities no eto anwa half ade be chi me kono na 1,000 cities na to anwa 1.5 ade be chi na eto 2. It doesn't make sense. Enti amamuo no John Dramani Mahama mo eneti amamuo na se because papa ne kwotena akiri Nyankopon sheda na ma John Dramani Mahama kwota akite hwe ade Jack Toronto ni nua ne ba beye oba be fix your mess na Ghana for hu se ampa unim nyansa wadwen ye adwuma unim amamuo and that is exactly what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama this time round. I just say wa be kasa won kan korre and I because papa buy no money homoden any hu ade awoye because to nema because to be the 8 years I mismanage the economy somebody needs to come and fix the mess. But you tin sem na ye kan yi in the comment section waiting to adwen chiraba and I'm a boy presala waiting to adwen chiraba na fi de ya to so because send ya nema na ye pese ye no se ya nko nema ni sa style we abon se bedu ba bi ntim amuni ni nse dan ti nema ye koso amamu na se. Governance is a very serious business. Governance is not that easy. It is about health care. President abone home modern ama health insurance e boy juma. Abane be start abesisi adan hospitals dan ma who say NPP for so one agenda 111 president ametwa so enye president juma no. Say president den say kwa agenda 111 e say e bona baso Nyankopon na kana koma. But other than that no and also in the vision and that is where he needs to go because or the manifesto presented to the masses until a manifesto no home and then the no eto about the man so a manifesto no the buy no and don't want to Ghana for be and that's about my NDC about and yet manifesto am NP before me the kwa about Ghana for NT and no number for say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on fan koye adwuma that is not how it works. We're not going to go there. We need to help the president fix the mess. Look at how education, moments manage education is in the school for exams no more facing. Let's watch 2026. Exams. That's a banner say the same thing. Some of us are going to sit here and criticize the government. Timonton Boise. We are Timamuni and Pacho. Nyani da swane hotoso in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mamu say bema bana base or babe fix the mess na na do dem Akufo-Addo mo e create the two hono. That is what he's going to do. But your infrastructure, the big push. And the Ghana and Libya to say, something is happening in the system. BBB as a sour minum. President is saying next year, the whole country is going to be a construction zone. But be able to be able to contract no boy Juma. And peso fine pickers contract and bio. That be where your contractor, you the Juma amount. Next 1 year, you kick your ass. Mental freedom, Charlie, we have a call there. Charlie, I'll greet you some. Ah, Charlie, why are there? Mental freedom TV. Why are there, Charlie? So I know my fans, Kakaro. Say my fans, and also my fans. Let me so. So what I say? This is the debate with Munufie. Mommy, I ran. We have a call there. Hey, we know because I actually we are my friend. But you're swinging the same. I want about one. I want about the I just find it out. Soon no son toy there no afane saa na soon no nya kasi a wonum dia na ese ne ba biye wo na maje se on antia na tata why say na go forward no o tutu tata ngo bisa oso fo bi nim akwa no wiki do kan se bi chi na sorry for pa medwen ho amenti ase uditi no
your pesika di ba Eradi be wa koma so se ma me hu se sika bi sha wo sem Eradi be wa koma so se owo mi be fa wa ko asem kese to mo chambe tu be bi ba ma wo be mu ya asem be tu be ka yo ba
akwa we ni pa fun de ni pa de se ne ba wa so de pa kan yesu be wu ya ah me timi hwe sa nkom se we sa me se akwa we pa ha di asem ne mo so fu we ka sa asem chi me boko mo se akwa bi kura na yin betwa obi accident bi twene na nyina ato atwene obe ma akwa na adwe mo sa obe okwada obe su sa otofo si betwa me nine assemble ni anyway Ghana so you have a concert party for 70 people out TIS 3. But do you have any criticisms for the government? Yen kind of way. Enya de bia his excellency here NAO. And this your man and fans can see am bashi na dwe be any sade we bia na Ghana for pay. And in the comment section who say there is something I say we need to chari obi ni me nipa fun obo kurufo ni hu sa obo mu hu gidi wo say okoda fia na wotia say and this same baby wu na nipa net wona fi do oda kora wona sembe ni abo all right, so for this is the debate with the Munufie. But also here more television, so for our phone camera now they call QR code. So I was scanning it to take you straight away to the channel. So best subscribe, no subscribe. And this is phone camera na keke. Now click on the QR code. No, the fake is news. Presela, hey, we need your anyway, if you think that we need to criticize President John Dramani Mahama in any way, and I say his administration is facing any challenger, there seems to be some miscommunication among some of the ministers. And since that is something they need to address it. And there is something I've seen said the government is doing now. As a chitafoni be complaining, say they've been calling some of our ministers, some of our government appointees, and they are not responding. So at a very simple time, Mama a chitafoni who say you are there for them. Sometimes the nyemri bia na mesu fi say sebe a chitafoni and semina ye kan ni mana ye na bibiro ha. It doesn't help because if you go okotetu kuru bi na also free minister be say minister na ba no biti and some work. I think it's a very, very bad aspect of us. Because commission be of president, how can you call the whole president the president? Oh, sometimes we need to also limit it. Then we have the whole nation, we have appointed or elected 275 persons to represent us in our parliament. The voting population is about over 200,000 people. And this will be a koteba be no afraid the member of parliament is Ombra who meet in Munufie. I don't think you're doing that kind of person the best way he or she needs to go. And sometimes we also need to understand them and accept the fact to say it doesn't help. And sometimes we criticize independent ones because imagine say you have a member of parliament who also doubles as a minister. That's every day we offer phone now for now so why do you say that time not a parliament? Why do you say that time not to be a cabinet meeting or whatever? So you don't know. So sometimes I feel say you can also test them. But out testing Nipana so many times, no amount reply there. That is where you can come back and then complain. But let's assume say at a day Nipana 500 text messages through WhatsApp or text messenger. I don't know how they're also gonna deal with it. And I believe that we need to also find some other ways where you bet me your cheetah phone be akasa. I once proposed to say, we a member of parliament and now a minister at the party's constituency office. You can also get somebody as a personal secretary or something within the national office. Or if somebody wants to communicate with you, or party office, or unless any part of then they will channel it to you. Then every day, they should be receiving it. Sometimes, when you go back to your constituency, you go and sit at your office or in that particular office. Now, be monkasa. So this kind of things, and so you say, they are already, because the more a party for the more they pave way for the opposition to champion and then reach out to those kind of people. So all these kind of things, say, they are just a fair. Nani money be it me play game ni kakra. What I say? Tin seminal adults the about governance and enye adwumaket was say yedishia wons and na boko bibiri ho I just say ohwe and then one thing I also believe say be a tiet a chitafo so na nsema e wo makoma so no yete na ye fix it because they vote you to come and fix the challenges or the problems facing the people. And if you don't get a tailor-made solution, that's how you start to do things by yourself. Now, and somehow now create your own situations. Now, fix it. The people, although you are telling them, I'm doing this particular thing for you, the people don't feel it because that is also something. Praise Allah, so you agree with me, right? Medase. I've been telling some of them all these kind of things, but as to how they understand it, it's a problem because we a member of parliament. Let's assume we a member of parliament. Also, if you are a member of parliament to Bungurugu Yoyo, also out Accra, you don't go back. I say I'm be a minister. They don't even see you. Now come back to the constituency. Now I was saying to Land Cruise and go to V8 team. Now say the people don't see you. At the end of the day, before you realize that no matter what because they don't even feel you. You don't get the chance to explain government policies and programs with them. And I think that they need to do a lot of things with the constituents. That constituency who say I'm part my presidency, the same I can cry no. A bad form house, so I agree. I understand. Most of the time, radio programs and even every NTO, they need somebody to go down and then explain it to them. But surprisingly, MMDCs, they also feel like we are boss down there, and president down there. So they are also not doing enough to help the masses. In the time, won't say the grassroots people don't feel say they've been abandoned because being who about check on government policies and programs. And to say American, we won't say we can we. At the end of the day, the floating voters now decide who is going to be elected. No, the actual thing I'm cause Gina so before we realize that you're in opposition. Sometimes teaching so see who money be near car. I think that they also need to understand. We are dealing ebi ominu ya deal minti kofeni pan kwatena office na mintu yaneka because ebi misika so. Then you need to address this kind of challenges with them and let them understand. Then I call one in my constituency. I went to one villager. Me call no more quiet no more fast on like the road was a very, very bad aspect. But what we name Techima you did Friday. So yeah, kono we see a queer for no more abobo yamu and a begano. If you could do krumo no be any kruno, they all come back to the market. And the driver na man the car, it was a taxi. And we be some say, a day in a year by who were quiet so. Then I thought, say no more quiet yet. Inti quiet is something we need to fix. No, it's there be. Chrome Hana and no more quiet no problem because so a grade for no nipa be 10 or 15 etna bobo ya no so ba market no say come back. They are happy with that until they don't even think about the road because quiet you and you no more but go there ask them say dey na mo hwehwe wo chrome ha. Enti say wo ta chira why you may also chrome mo quiet na enyi nti fix quiet no but be kwa fix quiet na chrome for no so nya quiet no mo hia maybe they need something different. But what I say, so some of our politicians need to understand the people down there, and then they be more what na kumya swache. It is NDC person na kumya no so we need to understand the people because sometimes one need tailor-made solutions. Every day I've been proposing on this particular channel, but I can say we need something we call the tailor-made solutions. Okokuru no so ushena DNA mo hwe wabuga DNA mo hia, then you jot it down, you go and do it for them. But say wow kwatena ba because we mo kwan no mo hia, boko na kwan na nyomo problem. Wow akwa kura se pa na kura se for no etena bobo ya so nipa be 10 15 na de kungure na echa na emi no mo na esi a they are happy with that. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them are happy with that. Ba obeko kuru no so no bia na information center anywhere omunye news from Peace FM and also omunye news we being kano. That is their problem. Because most of our communities in Nibu network anye enti say me tell live show me onu hu bi da. Peace FM obachi agese akwabi ko bo ko bambi osoro na kwi to telefone kwa na otienze mo buka no. Enti say one kwaye sa ade na ma no na wo kwaye kwan ma na you are wasting your time. But if some of us will behave like political consultants, umbetia omuntie wa ontie no say ne okwa abato na etutie wa na na ado kan o ti kukuru muti na idea o ikugura hwa na ahwe hwan kwa na e kan asem kire no no otie adwomanson de na me frɛ no ofa o anyway we NPP ni nzo anyway my mentor man is a bia me kasa obetie but here the team so pa obeba fi ye me to me NPP ni no man to me NDC ni no NDC ni opposition. But this is the debate with Munufie. Someone say ya kano. The only way I be am facho. No aba ya bon komana bum. Say ya kan sem no. And the public opinion play key relative role. When year down the lane in John Mahama's victory no, public opinion ya dey ama yemfa ni agoro. Ese ye tie timamufo na wo formo. Na yem fix your problems na emma omo. Until we need to get a metric and analyzed with the people. Yes, and go back 1 year. Yenti MMDCs and NT ministries or divisions or departments within their municipalities. Yem call for Munkobisa for say, Your mama be the president and Afinio saying a moon and mamuno. And Tanasem church report about people that be Tachima South or Tachima municipality. You require James Fanipa no mon kwa santanso a kurufi nkobisa be say ni muhunu your mama mamuno. Dear no pese your mama nyamamo. Pen it down, jot it down, come back, analyze it, and then try to assess this identity. And I mean, if you are not doing it, reinvent that wheel in some aspects. So why you so reinvent it and then replicate in some other areas. But yeah, the amasa better na hosa. I be more fancy that they be out on beko. No kwe na ye kan ye nim na ye kan utia be bo wentia e mo amasem. Let's go to future outlook. 1 year ba. But if we end there, so Yankopon yard me tia se nko ade next year, dear na you expect from aban no. Aban na be ka kire o nyame nam kan ye o se big push oba abaye. Ama time lane. Say time we be free ha kwan we ba abaye. Kwan ba kwa me manage mo pa ye. Techiman Wenchi Bole Bamboy, Your Excellency John Mahama, President Mr. Ukuro me Bole Bamboy. Kwan ya ofa so Wenchi ko no enye. Me di we chef asa kwan so bibiri kwan na nye Mr. Kutojugu from what is a big push no ma hu se de wanchi Bole Bamboy route no ama contract Mr. hwe na omonye we the want manya hwe kra we area hono de wanchi Bole Bamboy kwan de ye na alaji se du heru na so asomonjo no Mr. President Mr. uwi ana obatachima tunwane kwan enye Mr. uwi aka waso mai. Now, so one yes, I can't wait, Mr. President. Now, me Ring Road. After Techima Kumasi Road, the Kusim Kuransa, Mr. President. The people, that is not what they want. I live in that community. I understand and I know my people. That is not what we want. Mohammed, see you as a person, if you are to rate NDC, what number will you give them? For now, I think 1 is to 10. I might, frankly, I'll give the president, the president and the government maybe 7 out of 10. That is what I think. I'll give them 7 out of 10 because for now, when you hear pen on my baby, they are saying a lot of stuff, but I haven't seen them been manifesting. The president, he may say. Sometimes I give the advice to the president and seminar can I say also because may we ha. At the end of your 4 years, and the people are going to judge you by things you promise them personally. There is a research actually say Timamufona say politicians no more call around no more the manifesto kwa they don't listen. Nipa bebre kan NDC manifesto that. That is the truth. Nipa dodo na no Mohammed, also you agree with me. If I don't know an NDC manifesto and 7 omunim, which NDC for 10. Na be almost NDC manifesto, do the same and near who be, become who be that. But what we never we no promise now call for more their command no. That is what they will remember. To send a message here can say presidency or Baba ye when chi to Boliman Bokwana. Me, I do remember that. At the end of your 4 years, why can't you all the 3 years nebe ye? I can say Baba express road from Accra to Kumasi. What can will be at another preko can be your dinner term. If at the end of 2028, now they roll the who say you come be 80%, Mr. President, you know when you're again. And I don't go for the agenda. My time frame 18 months. Well, one thing about African politicians is that they all come back, promise you something, and then give you time frames. African politicians, they seem to be the same people. And me say African politicians, they don't learn. I'm not attacking my own president. That is part of a Juma no. Why we trust no unim to church here. Where's our dream we home? Do who say Paco you say I don't know the mom me boy. I had that's what me reading me. 1 year no scandal, you give them 9 out of 10. Anyway, William Carp, that's also good. But scandal in your day deba. I want to say, let's be honest here. Answer no be who's a ban be scandal se be no. Nay, when a biner started to obey capital projects. That is the only time you see scandals. Because common minister be so under your ministry, and when you will have any school, then we will have. We want to chop be 10% be then it soon. Because a young school dying and a young be when you couldn't touch my when MC not for no 10% scandal I then assume her because kwana SNK and 10% akwano yentimi nyeni yenti na say 2 gata na yakoji kwana say no gata nso to na ta ho na etutu no chop be I then apie ho. So the only time who say aban be aba power scandals are starting soon when the government starts to make capital projects. But the mama be want to capital project be started here. Anyway, young I understand, I know them. What's a project in getting because so our table bu ne kwame down some chop be my pio ho by your home. We've heard it. Yeah, tiho ya tini nyina ye. And a kwa so ba. Ya hu and ye te ye he. At the end of the day, no wa be ya may be lose so table kwame down so contract no. And as a kwame down so hono ye ba pe sure ba because 10% now je ye yate. Ati ase. E mona na egu mi kurum tachima ya. Yesesa de koma minister bi no yate. Nyina yinim ye hwe omo. Na if at the end of the day no nipa na ti form no nwinwio na mo we kura na ya pack egu dan mu ho na minister na be sesa de ko ye nyam no bi na ye kona fe de ko luso aba we come and attack the minister say mo no de ko he. So nsem no bebre ho ye twede de gu ho we know and they are reporting it. Nti when you say 7 out of 10 or say 9 out of 10 e de aban ye wom. Your boy home when they say be adwuma na mom we will become watchdogs over them. Yam ko ekise jabe de ne bio. Na ka say for $40,000 bre me na fa bre me cash. Da bi yam ko ye no bi. Bianje obi asika me tell obi ama me kapere da. NDC party. Obi ene wa mama is called party that, but I've invested a lot in the party. I just be wa woni me there. I've invested a lot in NDC, but NDC ni bi ene wa mama isika da. There be I keep on praising one person. Your mama Elizabeth Ufusojare, I think that she's the current trade minister on the Wamami Sikashi envelope. But it had nothing to do with now. I checked somewhere 2019. I keep on praising her. Say she gave me that particular envelope. Then I opened it. Name who says Sikashim. Call that beside and say, oh, honorable Sikaya. Also, when I say, oh, rounds for be I agree with it. Aside, I don't know, Ubiama me kapereda. But I became like a watchdog over there because party no TNDC no let me bush in the account men and account be the first national co-chairman of NDC a lawyer AA Munufie go back and check so or no time I hear Paja Rollins in 1982 say papa way no a military ruler. They say you're the neighbor democracy no be leading NDC. The men and saw Rollins and Sapajanas as a cracking the go back and check the history of NDC and pictures and they are going to tell you who call NDC national officer. Ask them say who is the man called Munufie? They will tell you. But by now they don't even remember anything. But we are still there. We are praising the government. We are pushing the government because they say Abayano in the year, and that is the only time and the only thing I will do to praise my Abay. Yeah, I say Ghanaians want NDC to prosecute NPP criminals. Yeah, I don't can be in time almost 7 out of 10 because me say all those men who said in Padodo na court them. Me say who say ba could be sense I was about to come there. Me say who say ba could be a question se bom and you no be the can call. Esenka by now chama who to say the jail ni be about 6 months ko na come ni age. Ho ni enye bia kan say aman ba na o ye bibi. Until you see a bohosa. Mohammed says NDC is simply the real demographic representatives of Ghanaians, period. Yeah, because NDC party in the BBA Obia won't be. NDC nye yimu yen kasa NDC account for party Obia no bit me kasa asem NDC Obia won't be. And then when we come on the government and so we do our best say be ya adia ti mo ni bia pese hu bia no. Ye ma no. Sometimes NPP for NDC governance and say, but much that they believe in NDC government. That is why I'm about to 30%. No, they will sit down and then analyze it. DNA Ghana for everywhere. Is it what NDC is giving to them or not? They all know those kind of things. And see, but bonus what I say. Now they are queening. But this is the debate with the Munufie. So why you chiribia waiting that because 1 year down the lane, yeah, boom, a buying ya bona baso, yeah, yes, ya born blues kakara one and fin. Our born and finance when Timmy and Yana Fide, the Bishop Bono, because 4 years, but see, and TV Pacha, wow, him and I mean, will be an obit me daba, not Fide, Yabobo Koso, because that is how we build a better society, a better governance. Mohammed, yeah. So I had to Charlie, I get a sign you, Vinia, 7 doors, Charlie. Some new boy, you manage do buy my who be our body call. I tell you, the 1 year after 2024 election, the same who he said, John Drummond, Mama Mumbuno, but in the comment section of our adventure, bra, young good mum. Sometimes, no, but you phone a car, see what we cast and win him to a chacha. Tit me born about so, Papa, buy who's a boy, ma. Why, yeah, dear. But now, so we dear better hunting now, so no mama young can now, so no cassia. Send away our mind, who say, could be touched or more. SM boy man and Kufon say a tiamen so no, a mean Casamachita for and a chile near ma, I was a mayor. And in the comment section, if I should wait to adventure about maybe na yampim coho. I mean, I don't watch also messing about life, sir. If you do so, do some, you go to cause I won't say Kukuro. Now by now, 2028 election near winning, near Circle 32 near winning. The NPP need a job more because they are useless party. Or money I did be meeting my I buy an old Moyafia and ye NPP party is anomaly. And see, sometimes we need to also be doing things like this. If I show for adventure, now young mum, what I say. So NPP so once and become, and so you can also say it. President, I say 2 things. We need to see these criminals apprehended and some of our monies retrieved. We also need to see the NDC foot soldiers. One was the 2 things now I can first one. And a second one, I think I said it in a brief way. So now me video be a acquire boxing questions buko ayite powers. Yes, ayite powers. When you complain say as I buy ni na to nchen your kofro bi obi amfino na no miss be kasa bi. Nti aban any time bia obeja ama footages na complaints ano won say no mu nwinwi amaka no opponent no anya big political blow na dey ball yeah kwatwama senchen. So those kind of things we need to fix it very well. I'm hearing so far no scandal. That is something I think say but others and also say omo others bi ho they need to check all those kind of things because one way yeah obetana say me this scandal abekọ no na wa cheat for no nwinwi to send a press like kan. So what cheat for means then that is where you get a problem with all of them. Alas, Natahiro said, Munufie, indeed, your uncle was part of NDC's history. I've heard that name several times in the NDC history, but I did not know he was my grandfather instead. So, alas, Natahiro, me that's why I had it. Was my grandfather. He was part of NDC. I better Rollins, yes, or NDC. He came down to then time Bona Hafo. And the befa Munufie say yanko. Akwa many party. Well, you know, Rollins, before he died, mentioned 2 names. He said, Nyankopon more red carpet. That was because those people helped him succeed when he wanted to form a political party. And Munufie's name was one. But you do your research and tell me the other name. Rollins mentioned 2 names. Say, Onona Bimun Nyankopon more red carpet for helping him form NDC or the Munufie din. And the Nipa Bakubika Hampacho, what name history panel. Tell me, do your research and tell me. Say NDC party, you know. Half one Rollins, Nipa 2 men and Rollins, Gina Simpie, so a bomb about to say God should give them red carpet for helping him succeed when he formed NDC. Do your research and then tell me. That's the debate with Munufie. Nanado there, he came to steal and destroy. But I have a video on this particular show. When Kufuor was chastising Nanado Danko Kufuor for messing up Ghana's economy and Nema and all and then because me better the descriptions of this particular video. Do we are waiting me up here? But you can also go back into the channel of the debate with the Munufie. You click on video tab and also you're gonna get a lot of these kind of things over there. NT Abusia 4 and then in the base you have Yamaya Adama China. Oh, 8 p.m. Ghana time. Na me no ba some pacho wa obehwe me later bia no say wo adwenchiri bia nso a obetimi aka kire me menua me da ase it's over to you enti Nyankopon enhwe obi aso kopem say ibesia na yasom nyame adoma ochena bye bye
your pesika diba Eradi be wa koma so bisaya ma me hu se disika bi sha wonsem Eradi be wa koma so bisaya owo mi be fa wa ko asem kese to e mo chambe tu be bi ba ma wo be mu ya ya asem be tu be ka yo ba ya wo ta ma ko da panja wani ba da je wo sa da kasika wani bo pa ye be be kisa to be mo ni dua ma enye aduma Eradi be wa koma so bisaya ma wo sa be ka do pe open you will go for empty. What's the smell? Everybody about the wow. What team could you want to when you be fra empty? I said, the police station. Who will never tax be? Sikadiba. What team could you want to show? Who will yes, Sika? Open my head, say. Connect of Philly. What should you yes? What's up? I can't open. What team could you want to show? When you buy Factor Philip no me fama di open man. Bra bra bra. Sister na me si open man no benchi. Sister yes benchi fi me nsem. Sister down. Can't take because I see myself giving you a bit. Yeah. But me who say you Togo. Yeah. I see it. Who Togo? You know Togo? Huh? Togo na me fi buy. Togo na fi buy. Ko. Who say the man wo Togo? Yeah. Who be yes sika bi. What team could you want to man? Oba kwa me be boda mo anga so be yare go for. Asem kese be to go run figure. What team could you want to school be sika. Everybody be ko so be sayama. When you ba beje, sika diba. When you beje, everybody be go.